discuss or to cover some tips about how to select the right journals, common questions, common mistakes to avoid when selecting the journal, the indexing platforms, the difference between them, and how to select a good journal. And then I'm going to demo about Sage Journal, our platform. So I'm expecting more time than the scheduled one. So if it's okay, please let me know. If it's not okay, just let me know, and I can shrink the content. I will share my screen, and I start by how to get published with some content on selecting the right journal. Please do confirm you are seeing my screen.
Yes, we can see.
Okay. So one of the important topics, how to select a peer-reviewed journal for your manuscript. This is a journey all of researchers are passing by when deciding to write an article and to publish this article in an eminent journal. Start by secure funding, then conducting the research, followed by writing your article, and then after writing your article, you think to submit this article in an eminent journal, and this is the step we are covering today, or we are talking about today. After securing fund, conducting the research, and then writing the article. Before selecting a journal, some questions to ask to yourself before selecting these journals. Who is going to be interested in this journal? Actually, a lot of people, the first point to think about is to select a high eminent journal with high impact factor. They consider this point before any other point. But what we are discussing today, that the first point to think about is who is going to be interested in your article, or in other words, the readership of your article. Then, how does your article will build on what we already know? How significant is your message? How sure are you of your findings? If this article is novel, innovative work, or it's filling a gap, or a theory extension, or it's showing conventional wisdom or something we already know, maybe it contains some mistake. So some points we start about and to think before selecting a journal. Then while selecting a journal, there is the points we should consider when selecting a journal. The reputation of the journal. Impact factor, some people submitting some people submitting to this journal, is it affiliated by particular institution or society? It could be independent journal, but with fantastic editorial board. The paper type also is an important point. Original research, if it's your paper or your article is original research, it's straightforward. But if you are looking for another article type like case report or systematic review, you have to make sure that this journal you are submitting to accepts this type of paper. Some journals do not accept this type. They accept only the original research. They don't accept a case report or systematic review. So the paper type is important when thinking about a journal to select. Then coming to peer review. The peer review, we have three types of peer reviewing: single anonymous, or double blind anonymous, or transparent peer review. The single anonymous, the identity of author is known to the reviewer. So your identity will be known to the reviewer. The double anonymous, neither one knows one another. the reviewer don't know your identity, and you don't know the identity of the peer reviewing board. Last point or last probability is the transparent peer review, in which everyone's identity is well known to the other one. So when selecting a journal, the peer review is important. In my opinion, it's just an opinion. When it's a double anonymous, maybe it's fair enough. You don't know the peer reviewer, and they don't know your identity. Some others may prefer the identity of peer reviewers is well known. It encourages them when they see the peer reviewers are from different countries or are from different continents. They can see some of them from US, some others from Asia, others from Africa or Middle East. So it's like to be more diversified. So maybe it will be a point of trust for some authors. The readership also is one of the important points, and we discussed in the first slide. All researchers want to publish in Nature or Science journal. Most of the researchers, they think about an eminent journal, very reputed journal like Springer Nature or Science or Journal. But in my opinion, you have to think about the end reader of your research. Who is going to be interested? Search on journals that match the criteria of your research. It's not necessary, if you publish in a high impact factor journal, that your article will receive a high number of citations. It's not guaranteed. So it's dependent on your article and who is going to read this article. So the readership, thinking about whom will gonna be interested in reading your article, is an important point. The aims and scope of the journal also is important. To give an example about this point, sometimes you publish an article in a specific discipline, but this journal is like state journal or it's society journal. Despite the scientific article or scientific content of this article matches this journal discipline, but this journal is with another aims and scope. It's like state journal, specified for specific region or state or society journal. So it's different aim and scope. And I have some advice here to test the aims and scope of this journal. You can punch some keywords similar to your paper and see if is it similar, or if some similar article with the similar themes and similar methodology will appear to you. Sometimes you find an article among like 100 articles in this journal, so it might not be a great fit for you. But if you punch some words and you find many articles appearing to you, so meaning your article you are going to submit, you have many similar articles to yours in this specific journal. Another very important point, also I would like to stress on, the acceptance rate is an important point. Some journal, the eminent journal, the most reputed journals, the journals with high impact factor, they have only 5% acceptance rate due to large number of submissions. All of the researchers, they seek to publish their article in a high impact factor journal, a well-known journal, an eminent journal. So they receive large number of submission every year. So in this case, the acceptance rate will not exceed like 5%. But other journals, you can find other journals with 50% acceptance rate, and many fall anywhere in between. So that number is not published to speak with colleagues and ask them about their experience to understand that acceptance rate. You can if you can consult your colleagues. If someone has experience of this journal, you can ask them about the acceptance rate of this journal. Also, the funding and institution restriction. Maybe your funder supporting you is asking you to publish like open access, and you need to publish in hybrid or in subscription journal. So in selecting the journal, it should match with the funding and institution restrictions. I would like to add in the aims and scope one important point I may missed. In the aims and scope, some journals ask or specify or demand you to the number of words are not exceeding a special number, like 3,000 words limit. So one of the points to be considered while seeing the aim and scope of the journal, to make sure if they restrict to a certain number of words that your article should not exceed. Another very important point, submit to one journal at a time. This is a golden rule when choosing a journal. Submit to one journal at a time. The reason why, if you submit to a journal, it's like an agreement between you as an author or and the journal. So if they accept your article, you have to submit to this article, but if to this journal. But if you select more than one journal and you get more than one acceptance, so it will be a mess. Which journal you are going to select, and maybe it happens that you will receive an embargo for like 6 months or more from publishing your article in any journal, if it will be known that you contacted more than one journal in one time. So choosing the journal, we think about reputation of the journal, paper type, aim and scope, acceptance rate, peer reviewers, the readership, and also metrics and indexing platform. As long as this journal is indexed in many platforms, it gives a strength to this journal. Your article should also apply or comply with funding and institution restrictions. Now I would like to talk about indexing platform. We mentioned here, as long as the journal is indexed in many platforms or in many indexing platforms, it gives a strength to this journal. So I would like to give you a brief about the well-known indexing platforms we know. So I will start with Clarivate Analytics. Everyone is going to be paying a lot of attention to Clarivate Analytics. It's a very well-known indexing platform. They own the Web of Science and JCR report. JCR is updated once a year in June, and then it's reloaded with any correction in October. The Web of Science is a citation index that is continually updated and provided the data for JCR. The process of getting indexed by Clarivate Analytics involves multiple checkpoints on research quality, and Clarivate index journal in all or in mostly in all subject areas. So Clarivate is one of the very well-known indexing platform. Also, one very well-known one, which is PubMed. PubMed is a government-run biomedical index. It's a biomedical index. Clarivate index journal in all subject areas. PubMed is like an umbrella containing both Medline and PubMed Central. They are separate from each other. Medline is hosted exclusively on PubMed, and also we have PMC, which is hosted on separate site and then fed through the PubMed for hosting there. They both wind up in the same platform. Medline is the online version published ahead of print. PubMed Central, which is PMC, also allows viewers to read the full text of an article that's indexed there. PubMed does not provide citation metrics. It's free and it's highly credible indexing database, and their focus is more on research quality. Going to Scopus. Scopus is regularly updated and produces annual metric support. They recently use site score as the metric they provide. They do review journals for the presence of ethical policies and clearly stated peer review process. They have higher acceptance rate than some of the more selective indexes, but they do take a look on these things, the ethical policies and the clear review of the journal. We have also EBSCO and ProQuest. They are aggregators. They display full text and they cover broad range of subject categories. The ERIC, the ERIC is a government run and specific to the education subject area. So it's specific only to education. It's not like PubMed, which is in biomedical, or Clarivate, which all subjects. So ERIC is for education subject area. So it's a valuable index for a journal to be in if you are publishing in education. We have also American Psychological Association, which is PsycInfo, is specific to psychology or psychiatry fields of study. It provides excellent discoverability for journals and authors in these areas. We have also the DOAG. DOAG, it's exclusively for open access journals, gold open access journals, having excellent review and screening process for journals applying to be indexed. So if you are looking for a safe open access journal to publish in, then if your journal is a DOAG indexed, this is a good indicator for this journal quality. So we have we mentioned Clarivate, PubMed, ProQuest and EBSCO, Scopus, ERIC, and DOAG and PsycInfo. We have some other relevant metrics like impact factor. Impact factor is the average number of citations received per article last year to content that the journal published 2 or 3 or maybe 4 years ahead. So if you are in 2022, as example, we are in 2024, so citation to article published in 2024 divided by articles published in 2022 and 2023. So this is it gives us the impact factor of a journal. Also, from the relevant metrics, we have also site score, calculated as a total citation made in the site score year and the prior 3 years to published in the site score year and the prior 3 years. So citation to article published in the past 2 years divided by the article published in the same years. This is the site score. If we need to collect some information together in one place, so we have impact factor is a measure of the importance of a journal and is calculated by dividing the number of citations in the Dışı year by the total number of citable articles published in the 2 previous years. We have also immediacy index. This is the average number of times an article is cited in the year it's published. We have score, we mentioned site score, we have Shimago journal rank, and we have also Google Scholar H5 index. This is the definition. I will leave this presentation with you if you need it. Open access at Sage. Sage was from the early adopters of or early contributors of open access. We are founding broad member of open access in 2008. We launched Sage Open, the first broad spectrum open access journal in the social and behavioral science in 2010. Published now over than 180 gold open access journals. We have at least now agreement with 14 active open consortium. around the world. The author reuse. The author use is how you can use your article after submitting this article. So you can share the original submission or the accepted manuscript at any time, in any format, whatever that is a traditional subscription or fully open access. And then we can, according to some agreements, which is CC, we can use reuse, you have some reuse rights. Using the final published PDF, it may have some limitations. So there is different permissions that you can do with this PDF published version. If you publish open access with like CC BY, it's depending on of there. If anything extra like non-C, you will find sometimes non-C, which is an abbreviation of non-commercial. So it's not for commercial use. Most of Sage journals, you can reuse the original submission or the accepted manuscripts with some limitations on the final published PDF. It should comply with some, or it have some limitations. Like if your dissertation or thesis, including where the dissertation or thesis will be posted in any electronic institution repository or database, it's one of the limitations also. To share on an individual basis with research colleagues, provided that such sharing is not for commercial purpose. You can use it in relation to your own teaching, provided that any electronic distribution maintain restricted access. So this is how you can use your article. Before preparing for submission, some points we should bear in mind. Read and follow the manuscript submission guidelines. Make every effort to improve the quality of your manuscript. Be objective about your work, and you should include some points or some topics or some keywords in your submission. You should include the funding statement, the conflict of interest if it exists, complete ethics statement, abide by research ethics. The submission checklist involve the word limits. As we mentioned, some journals they require your article should not exceed the specific number of words. The article structure, the reference style, the guidance on title, abstract, and the keywords, the figures and tables you should put in your checklist. Ensure there is no identifying features in your manuscript to facilitate anonymous peer review. Ensure your manuscript is not include some clues that may reveal your identity. Use English language editing service if needed, and in our Sage journal I will show you the English language editing. It's a paid service, but you can use it if you need to. Prepare a cover letter, and this is an important also, if applicable. Obtain permission for all copyrighted material you have, and consider supplemental data if there is any. Common mistakes to avoid: not thoroughly reviewing submission guidelines, incorrect formatting of tables and figures, not an appropriate fit for the journals, it's out of scope, like we mentioned earlier, wrong manuscript type, poor grammar and syntax, and this is common, especially from countries where the English language is not the first language. So also we have a service here, author service in Sage Journal. You can get some help in editing English language. When submitting your manuscript, make sure you submit to one journal at a time, and you can send it via an online manuscript submission system like Scholar One manuscript. Follow the steps outlined in this platform. In Sage resources, I will show you how to use Journal Author Gateway and how to use how to get published resources and Sage Author services. Any questions? I finished. I covered how to get published. And before going to our other topic, I would like to stop by and ask if there is any questions, any comments, something to add anything unclear, if you need to share some experience, if some of you have experience with publishing with Sage or with other publisher. So any comment, anything to clarify, anything to add? All is clear?
It seems so. We can continue, I guess.
Okay. Okay. Let's go to Sage Journals. I will skip the introduction and go directly to Sage Journals. Sage Journals, we will find a portfolio including more than 1,100 journals, 1 million articles, and a partnership with like more than 400 societies. Sage coverage within Social Science Index, like 257 journals, and now ranked in JCR, and we have 36 journals in the top 25 of their Social Science Index category. In 2025 Premier, we have added 90 journals, 73 in STM package, 23 in HSS package, the clinical medicine package, 14 journals, and we have acquired also iOS, which IO Press. Number of new titles is 90, 79 acquisitions. One of these is flipping for open access to hybrid. We have acquired now iOS Press, so coming with 90 titles in iOS Press. Some famous journals like Alzheimer's Disease, Journal of Integrated Design and Process Science, Dialogues Theory Launches, Dialogues in Artificial Intelligence and Society, Dialogues in Management, Dialogues in Innovation and Entrepreneurship. And you can find also Journal of Pediatric Surgical Nursing, Journal of Otolaryngology, Head and Neck Surgery, Sex and Sexualities Launch. So you'll find all of these in iOS Press. The open access we discussed in how to get published. We have the Pure Gold open access. As you know, Pure Gold app access mean you are publishing your article in a journal of which all articles of these journals are open access. So it's called Gold open access when all the articles in a specific journal are open access. Also, we have hybrid open access. When you need to publish your article as an open access, but in subscription journal, so your article will be an open access, but the journal itself will be a subscription journal. So this is known as hybrid open access or Sage choice, and you have to pay APCs or article processing charge for the peer reviewing process. We have also green open access, and we have the subscription model you already know about. Sage is number one in some disciplines like criminology and penology, education special, industrial relation and labor, material science, composites, and sociology. And we are coming second in some disciplines like acoustics, medical ethics, neuroimaging, peripheral vascular disease, and rehabilitation. And we are of the top 5 categories or the top 5 published in their categories in many disciplines like advances in methods and practice in psychological science, American Sociological Review, autism and developmental language impairment, big data and society, child maltreatment, dialogues in human geography. So we are coming fifth, one of the 5 publishers in these categories. I tried to be quick to save some time for the live demo, but let me stop by and ask you if there is any question regarding Sage Journal. Any question? All clear? Okay. So this is a platform for Sage Journals. you can access this platform through your university website. We can find here browse by discipline, and you can find here information for the place where I will guide you for some nice resources from how to get published and author services. So you can browse by discipline, and you can also browse by or search by typing just a keyword. So if you'd like to type like education, you can type education, a discipline, or a specific keyword in more sophisticated or subsegment of a broader keyword. So you can type a keyword here like a discipline, or you can just type a specific topic you need to search about. And also we have, if you type education, you can just click on search. So it will show you articles containing this keyword and also journals of in this discipline. So we have here articles and journals. So many articles. And I would like to pay your attention in this sign. When you find this sign, meaning this article is an open access article. And an open access article, you can download the full article as PDF. If you find this article, if this sign, this green padlock, meaning this article is in your subscription, it lies in your subscription. So in this also you can download as PDF. If you'll find a gray padlock, meaning this article is in subscription, a subscription article, and it's not in your subscription, so you'll be just able to see the abstract of this article, and you are not being allowed to download this article as a PDF. So this is the types of article. You can find here the journals containing the keyword. So we have here teacher education and special education, urban education, journal of education, management in education, research in education, power and education, culture and education, and many journals containing the keyword of education. So again, we can use the quick search here. We can browse by discipline. I will show it to you. And we can use here the advanced search. Advanced search, if you need to select or to search about a specific article published in a specific journal in a specific issue, like if you are searching in the guidelines, last guidelines of diabetes management in the conference in Vancouver in 2022 as example. So you search a specific, you can enter search terms here, enter the journal title, if you know, put all dates if you are not sure about the date. If you know a range of the date of issue, so you can put within the last month, last 6 months, last year, and you can put also specify by custom range from such months in such year to such months in such year. And you can specify if it's you want to make your search in all content or in open access, if it's you know this article is in open access, or to narrow your search to be in only content I have full access to. So advanced search, it's usable when you're searching a specific article published in a specific journal in a specific period of time. You know exactly what you are searching for. Maybe you need to use this journal in a research you are doing, or a guidelines you need to use, or in a practice you are practicing in your day-to-day activities. So we can browse by discipline. You can browse by quick search, putting some words here. And we can use advanced search. Browsing by discipline, we have 4 disciplines here. So if you are in health science, like medicine, nursery, dentistry, tropical medicine, veterinary medicine, it's all these disciplines lies in health science. So if you select health science, you will ask you for the subject area. like health science is divided into allied health, cardiology and cardiovascular medicine, dentistry, emergency medicine, endocrinology and metabolism, environmental science, general medicine, geriatrics, infectious disease, all disciplines of medicine, pharmacology, toxicology, nursing, public health, rheumatology, veterinary medicine, and tropical medicine. So you select the sub-discipline here, like surgery, and then you will find journals in this sub-discipline. If you browse journals, you'll find journals containing surgery. Same way, if you need to specify life and medical science, material science and engineering, all social sciences and humanities. Social sciences and humanities is divided into many disciplines, like you can find anthropology and archaeology, communication and media studies, criminology and criminal justice, cultural studies, economics and development, education, geography. So if you'd like to search in geography, you will type geography and you'll find journals coming in this discipline. So this Journal of Current Chinese Affairs, Culture, Geographies, and you can find here the issue of the last issue of the journal, and you can find the content available since when. So I would like to pay your attention when you find a journal like available since long time with high impact factors. So this means that this journal is well known, well reputed. It keeps its readership among large period of time. So it's journal for you to use. Also, at the bottom of the page, you can find disciplines you can use. You can find health science, life and biomedical science, material science and engineering, social science and humanities, and you can find here all SAGE journals. If you need to narrow your search in gold open access journal, you can also select the gold open access journals. Let's go to any journal, like if you select health, social science and humanities, and you're going for education. Let's browse journal and go to one journal and see how to use the article, how to download the article, how to cite, share, or use this journal. Australasian Journal of Early Childhood, Australasian Journal of Education. This one is from 1957. So I will click on this journal. We can find impact factor of the journal here, and you can find that this journal is a member of Committee on Publication Ethics. That is another point to be considered when selecting a journal to publish your article in. When you find a journal is a member of the Committee on Publication Ethics, the COPE, it gives a strength to your journal. We can find the current issue, the all issues, and we can find a free sample of the journal. So if I'm looking for the current issue, I will click on the current issue. The current issue is October 2024. I will find the article here. Some of them open access, some of them are subscription journal. I will select this journal, this article, for instance. So I can see the author of this article. If I click on the name, I can find some information about the author itself. I can download this article as PDF. I can cite this article if I would like to. I can copy citation or download in a reference manager platform like EndNote, Mendeley, BibTeX, and other learning management system. Also, I can use the share options here using via email, or using in social media like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, or other social media. I can find metrics and citation, and I can find also here figures and tables. I can find here the journal homepage, and I can find, if I want to submit to this journal, I can find an icon here, submit your paper. So I can click on submit paper and see the submission guidelines before submitting this paper. And it's mentioned here, please read the guidelines in full before submitting your manuscript. Manuscript not conforming to these guidelines may be returned. So you'll find at first this journal is a member of the Committee on Publication Ethics. As we mentioned, it adds some strength to this journal when is a member of Publication Ethics. We'll find the journal recommends that author follow the recommendation for the conduct, reporting, editing. You'll find some hyperlinks to follow the editorial policy, publication ethics policies, and please read the guidelines below, then submit your manuscript here. So it's clear. And you'll find some key information, publishing fees and open access. So you'll find some fees about the process, preparing your manuscript for submission, submitting your manuscript, peer review policy. You can just click and see the peer review policy of this journal. Also, after acceptance, what we recommend you to do, further resources to use, how to get published resources, and Sage author services. And if you need to contact us, you'll find whom to contact in this journal. So some nice information here when deciding to submit a paper in this journal. Last thing I would like to share with you here, information for, we can find here information for authors, editors, librarians, researchers, reviewers, and society. We are authors, so I will click on resources for authors. It will lead you to open access at Sage. You'll find some resources about open access at Sage. Top reasons to publish with Sage. How to get published resources. I will click on how to get published resources. So here, getting started, choosing the right journal for you, submitting your article to a Sage journal, promoting your article, and some related resources you may find useful. And in getting started, you can find the how to get published guide. You can download this guide. So this is how to get published, how to get your journal article published. This is a guide you can just keep in your PC and use it whenever you need to publish an article. So this guideline will be available always with you. So here, information for also, we have information for authors, how to get published resources, getting started. Here there is some webinars you may like to register in. We have one webinar hosted every month. So in the coming webinars, in November, you have a free webinar, Promote and Impact Policy. You can register now for free. In January, how to select a journal. You can register for free. Breakdown of articles types. You can just register here. Mastering Nursing Research in Feb. How to write a manuscript in March. How to write a systematic review in April. So you can just select these webinars and register in. Here's some information about open access at Sage. Also in Sage information for authors, you can find some information about open access at Sage, the open access journal. So if you'd like to select an open access journal to publish your article in, so you'll find some useful information about open access publishing options, our journals, open access agreement, and Sage open portal. And last thing, we have here Sage author services. I would like to show it to you. Sage author service, we have English language editing, translation with editing, manuscript formatting, plagiarism check. So if you would like some assistance with English language editing, we have here English language editing. It's paid service, so you can select which plan you need, advanced editing, premium editing, or premium editing plus. And there's some features here. So you can select the one you need and subscribe in. You have also plagiarism check. So you can upload manuscript and see the plagiarism percentage. And also it's a paid service. And you have manuscript formatting. Can use this service and order if you need to. I think I covered today some tips about how to select the right journal. We mentioned points to keep in mind when selecting a journal. Common mistakes to avoid, the indexing platforms, how you should think about selecting a journal, and then we mentioned Sage Journal platform, and we made a live demo. How we showed how to browse using the different types of browsing, and then how to use the free resources, how to get published resources, how to register in one of our webinars if you need to. We host one webinar per month. And also we have some paid service you can find in Sage Author Services. Any questions here? Any comments? Anything you'd like to share? All was good? Matching with your expectations?
I guess yes, Ahmet. Thank you very much for your webinar. I would like to share something with the attendees, if you'll allow me.
Okay, you're welcome. I can leave. I can leave them to you, so you feel free to approach them. Thank you today for having you today. It was my pleasure meeting you today, and I would like to wish you a happy rest of the day. Thank you and goodbye. Selamun aleyküm.
Çıkmadan önce sohbet kısmındaki ankete katılabilirseniz çok sevinirim. Çok teşekkür ederiz katılımınız için. Hoşça kalın.